Hey guys, Todd from Integrative Defense Strategies here. Hey listen, we've been getting a lot of questions when it comes to air travel and firearms, and it just so happens that I just took a trip to Charlotte, North Carolina to do some training, so I thought I would document the process along the way so that you guys can see what it's like for yourself. Check it out. I'm actually in my kitchen right now, getting ready to take off, and I thought I'd just shoot a few things really quick to show you kind of how I handle this situation doing air travel with my guns, and maybe it'll give you a few ideas for things that you can do for yourselves. Again, mostly this is just for my students and or people who are curious about gathering a little bit more information. So here's kind of how I start. What I like to do is I like to print things up. So just so that way I've got documentation on me, ways that I can familiarize myself with the process. If I get distracted as I'm going through things, I can look things up. And if anything weird should happen, that way I sort of have a little bit of a paper trail on me. I'll keep these in my backpack at all times just to show that I've done my due diligence. So if I have questions along the way, I'm like, oh, what about this? What about that? Then this sort of gives me the opportunity to just look it up quick. That way I don't have to guess. I have done this a lot. Air travel with firearms is really no big deal. But just in case, I always like to be safe. First things first, you got to have a lockable case. And I'm not going to do a whole gear review here on this particular case, but I know some of you are sort of curious here, so here's what my particular case is. High quality case. Can you use the manufacturer's case to transport your firearms? Yes. I don't like to take any chances with the TSA. I don't like to take any chances with my gear, so I like to spend the money and have a really nice high quality case. The training that I'm going to be doing is not a firearms training. It's going to be a ground fighting training. However, I like to have my guns on me, and in the ground training I'm actually going to be using my training gun, my trainer, to make sure I'm aware of my weapon retention at all times during ground fighting. So this is sort of my basic setup. Because I'm traveling, I will be taking my Glock 26 with me, my trainer Glock 17, just a basic Gerber multi-tool. Can't take that on the plane with me, so I keep it inside of my carry case. Another little container that I like to do here, I don't have the time to open that up right now, but I just have a little container I like to carry extra things in there. I have another little set of tools inside of there, things like that. Then you'll notice here I actually have my ammunition inside the case. This is totally and completely fine. It's absolutely acceptable for you to transport your firearm this way. Legally, you can't have more than 11 pounds of ammo on you at any time. I only have 100 rounds on me of hollow points. But I will tell you this, by law, it does have to be inside of its original packaging. So that's the way I have it, and then I have it drop down nice and deep inside of there so everything's nice and contained and safe. Just so you guys can see that a little bit. It does have to be locked. So padlocks, you know, you'll hear varying opinions on this. I do like to have the TSA approved locks so they can get into it if they need to. It does make me a little bit nervous, but I would rather have that than have them cut my locks open. And by the way, I do recommend taking photographs or video of whatever it is you're going to be packing in your case, just so you have documented evidence of it. But the case does have to be locked, and I like to have the padlocks with combos on it, so that way I know the combo in my head if I lose keys or whatever. If I lose keys, anything like that, then I don't have to worry about it. I just have the combination in my head. It's really easy for me to remember what it is. And then I do have a backup set of keys for all my stuff that I carry on me, on my person, in my backpack. So just so you guys know that, this just happens to be what I use. There's lots of great options out there. So check your airline's website to review their policies. That's what I did. I called ahead, found out what the 2 airports that I'll be traveling in and out of, what their specific policies are. And then I actually printed that up offline. Review the TSA policy website for the latest information. Unload your gun and magazine. So notice that my gun is unloaded. I've got my safety lock on there, my cable lock. You can have your magazines loaded inside of your case. However, I don't do it just because I don't like to take any chances. Not that I'm worried about the safety so much. I don't like to take any chances messing with TSA at all. So I keep things as overly compliant as I possibly can. Again, you can pack your ammo in the same case. Carry your gun case in a closed and locked condition into the airport until you meet the ticket agent. So I will actually have this closed up and locked up on me, carrying it on my person as I go into the airport. And then once I go into the ticket agent, what I'll say is I declare a firearm. I like to declare a firearm. And then we'll walk through that process. Again, something I don't have time to deal with right now or talk to you about with right now at this moment. But again, you'll see it documented, and I'll be discussing it later in the video. So then, just so you know, once I have all this done, I'll have everything closed up and locked up. I'll have my locks actually on here. And then hold on just one second. I'll actually then put my hard case inside of my, hold on one second, inside of my luggage. Okay, here's my luggage. The reason that I like to do that, it's added protection, but also if for some reason there's a delay when I'm getting, this has to be checked, obviously, there's a delay when I'm getting my bags. I don't want someone to see a gun safe or a gun case and grab it because they want my cool gear. So I like to keep it just for added security actually inside of my luggage. And you'll see what I do is I add a little extra piece of red tape just so it's brighter and I can see it better. I've got my business card on here so it's easily identifiable in terms of whose it is. I mark all my luggage in specific ways so that I know exactly what it's mine when it comes out right away. I don't have to guess about it. Okay, so just walked up to the ticket agent at Delta, and she wasn't overly comfortable with my videotaping the process. So I'll just tell you guys what happened. Simply walked up to the ticket counter, and I said very clearly, I'd like to declare a firearm. At that point, I just opened up my case, they looked inside, and just wanted to make sure that everything was unloaded and clear and safe. At that point, she asked me how much ammunition I had to make sure that I had less than 11 pounds of ammunition, which I did. Just closed up my case and put it inside of my luggage, just like I showed you guys. So now I am on my way down to TSA to have them clear my firearm. Right now, and I'm actually declaring my firearm with the TSA, and they're going to be making sure everything's good, everything's safe, and everything's clear. So I'm here now with your name, Brian. Brian, do you mind explaining a little bit what the process is and exactly what we're doing with declaring our firearm here, what the machine is, all that kind of stuff?
Oh, sure. Once you get to this point, by now you should have declared your firearm with the airline, and at this point it should be in a locked, hard-sided container. So we just ask, is it declared and locked? And once you say yes, we just place it up.
And what is this machine? What's this machine doing exactly?
It's an explosive detection system. The main thing it detects for is explosives. So it's an X-ray and a CT scanner, both. So and it scans everything automatically on its own. Okay. And the machine will tell us whether it wants us to ever look at something. And actually, with that green light right over there, your bag just cleared the EDS, so you're all good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Charlotte. The local time is 4:05. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and carry a medicine stowed until the aircraft is parked at the gate and the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign.
What do you know? Ain't nothing but a thing. Anyway, really easy stuff, right guys? Go ahead and take your guns with you when you travel. Find out what the laws are in that state. Make sure reciprocity is going to be good for your permit, and take it with you. That's why we've got our permits, right? If we don't use our rights, we lose our rights. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys picked up a few things. This is Todd from Integrative Defense Strategies. Until next time.